Hi everyone! Today we're going to take a look at the best budget gaming laptops in the market for this year. First, we're going to show you our top 10 best picks, and we'll talk about what you should look for before buying a budget gaming laptops. You can find links to all of the products we've mentioned in this video down in the description below. Let's get started. At the first position of our list, we have Acer Aspire 5 Slim laptop. The AMD Ryzen 3 3200U processor is fine. It's not anywhere near the most powerful chipset on the market, but it'll do at this price point. That said, the 128GB SSD is going to help with load times and general speed. Let's not forget, though 128GB is not much space at all in the modern gaming landscape. We're talking around 3 AA quality games or 1 Call of Duty and 28GB spare. Pointing array AAA8 quality chip, the amount is manageable, but the lack of space is something that's worth factoring in. So, let's talk games. With 4GB of RAM married to the above specs, you aren't going to be able to game at medium or high settings, obviously, but some games will run on low. I've seen Fortnite run on an Acer Aspire 5, and while it's clear it's on low, it works and it is very playable. For indie games, you shouldn't have too many problems, especially if we're talking 8-bit or 16-bit style games. Does all that make the Acer Aspire 5 worth avoiding? Not at all. It's a cheap gaming laptop that trades off power in exchange for a crazy low price. So long as you're aware of the limitations of this machine prior to purchase, you'll have a good time. Not everyone wants to pay silly prices for gaming laptops, so if you're after something affordable, the Acer Aspire 5 is well worth considering. Moving on to the next at number 2 with Acer Aspire GTX 940MX. If you're trying to spend as little as possible, this Acer Aspire is about as cheap as it gets. Sure, it cuts some corners, but at this price, it gets the job done, and that's all that matters. Boasting a full HD screen, built-in Wi-Fi, and a very decent IF 7200U, it's fine for office and student use. In terms of gaming, the 940MX is hardly formidable, but it can be acceptable for light gamers. While it won't do for playing on ultra or even medium, for most games, one will be able to play with some compromises, generally playing at 720p or otherwise reducing the graphical quality. Check out a more detailed analysis here at notebookcheck.net. That said, for this price, it's a pretty reasonable value for those looking to get into PC gaming, but who don't have a lot to spend. The number 3 position is held by Asus Vivobook F512 thin and lightweight laptop. The Asus Vivobook 15 sits as a halfway house between the Acer Aspire 5 and the more powerful laptops. For the processor, we've got the AMD quad-core R5 3500U, which will do the job but isn't going to touch the upper echelons. Things do take a turn for the better in the RAM and SSD department. 8GB of RAM is still the lower end of gaming, but it's what I consider a good amount to work with. This is helped by the 256GB SSD, which again, isn't as comfortable as having 500GB, but is enough, and the speed of having an SSD is going to help the whole system with load times. On the graphics card front, it's the AMD Radeon Vega 8. I feel like I'm repeating myself a lot here. It's not the most powerful card out there, but for the price, makes sense. You'll be able to run Fortnite and more modern games than the Acer Aspire on low, with some compatibility for medium settings. It's always going to be a trade-off. The more you spend, the more power you get. There isn't a trick to gaming laptops. It really is you get what you pay for. So if you're on a budget but still want to be able to game on the go, and you're aware of the Asus Vivobook 15's limitations, you'll no doubt come away satisfied. Next at number 4, we have Asus TUF X505DT gaming laptop. The Asus TUF X505DT gaming laptop has a surprising amount of power under the hood. The AMD Ryzen 5 R5 3550H processor, though newer, is comparable with the Intel Core i5. Don't expect lightning-fast speeds, but given the lower price point, when compared with the most expensive gaming laptops, the speed we've got here is enough to be getting on with. One of the nicest surprises in the Asus TUF is the inclusion of the NVIDIA GeForce 1650. I often see the 1050 Ti used in laptops, so getting the beefier 1650 included instead is going to help with higher frame rates of the more demanding first-person shooter games. As a very rough guide, the 1650 is around 28% faster than the 1050. All of this power is backed up by a hearty 8 GB of RAM and a lush 256 GB SSD. Don't forget, SSDs make every aspect of your laptop move faster. As I say, none of the cheap gaming laptops on this guide are going to be able to hang with the super expensive systems. But if you're happy to play games that look great, rather than gleaning with 4K visuals and a bazillion frames per second, the Asus TUF is a solid little entry point. It's got enough power to make gaming on the go a joy. The number 5 position is held by Lenovo Ideapad L340 gaming laptop. If Lenovo isn't on your radar, you're missing out. The company is lesser known in the gaming space compared to the heavy hitters, but when it comes to price and power, offer up a solid alternative. The Lenovo Ideapad L340 gaming laptop packs in the Intel Core i5 9300H, which isn't the fastest processor in the world, but given it was released in 2019, it's still fast enough for most people's needs. On the visuals front, the NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1650 card is perfect for gaming laptops. It's got enough oomph to run the latest games, but doesn't mean you need to sell a kidney to afford it. It's powerful while remaining accessible. Next, we've got 8 GB of RAM, which again, isn't going to touch the Acer 16 GB, but is more than enough for gaming, video editing, or general work. Where the speed really comes into play is in the spacious 512 GB SSD. SSDs cost a lot, which is why terabyte SSDs don't make it into this price bracket. Still, 512 GB is enough to have several of your favorite games on in rotation. Some of the laptops on this list opt for 256 GB to keep costs down, but honestly, you'll fill 256 GB in seconds. The latest Call of Duty takes up 100 GB. So if you can afford to go with 512 GB, definitely do so. As with the other laptops on this list, the Ideapad L340 comes with Windows 10 installed and features a 15.6-inch FHD 1920 x 1080 IPS display. The number 6 position is dominated by MSI GF75 17.3 gaming laptop. The MSI GF75 manages just about to make our list. And boy oh boy, is it a beauty? First, let's take a look at the processor. The 9th generation Intel i5 processor is all the rage in budget gaming laptops. The reason is simple, it's affordable and still manages to pack a punch. It's also only around 10% lower than the lower in an ease, so you're not missing out on too much. The best part, that meaty 512 GB SSD. Most affordable gaming laptops tend to go with 256 GB, just because the cost difference in SSD drives the price up too high. Yet, somehow, MSI has managed to cram the storage sweet spot in here while still coming in at under $1,000. Wonders will never cease. All of the above power is backed up by a solid amount of RAM. 8 GB to be exact. That's not the 16 GB as seen in the Acer Predator, but it's certainly enough to help speed this super thin beast up. This laptop also boasts a 120Hz refresh rate and can output 4K via HDMI at 30s. Nice. Moving on to the next at number 7 with Acer Predator Helios 300. If you're reading this and think, can I get both the GTX 1060 and the faster processor? Then the Acer Predator Helios 300 is the exact model for you. It boasts a GTX 1060 and an i5 7700HQ, which means it's a great machine for both gaming and more multifaceted use, like video or photo editing. It also boasts more RAM than others on this list, at 16 GB of DDR4 RAM. It also has a backlit keyboard. One common complaint, however, about this particular model is that the screen is a bit on the dim side. Still, it's a minor dent and a lot of shining armor. I would suggest this is overall the best value for someone who doesn't need a gaming PC specifically, as it covers all of the bases in terms of specs. This is legit one of the best budget gaming laptops around. The number 8 position is held by Gigabyte G5 Kc. The Gigabyte G5 Kc was the most, and it's already got a place in my heart. Not to brag, but I also got a place in its heart. It's stylish, fairly thin for what it offers, reasonably lightweight at under 8 pounds, has nice RGB lighting options without being too tacky about it, and most importantly, the specs are actually competitive with other budget gaming laptops. Moreover, the Gigabyte G5 Kc is no major deal-breaking flaws. The keyboard is clicky and responsive. The screen is bright, although not as vibrant as I'd like. Battery life isn't completely terrible, clocking around 4 hours 30 minutes in our standard test, and it's even got a few extra features that might come in handy for some people. As for the processor, it's a decent 10th gen Intel Core i5, although I'm concerned about the cooling system being able to keep up with more intense loads. But if you're looking for a great gaming laptop on a budget that can handle most games at medium settings, then this laptop deserves your attention. Overall, I think the Gigabyte G5 Kc is a great budget gaming laptop for its price. So if you're looking for something to game on, but don't want to fork over the cash for a laptop that's specifically made just for that, then this model should definitely be considered. Next at number 9, we have Dell G15 Ryzen Edition. Tired of your puny laptop that can only do the bare minimum? Tired of having to play games on low settings because your laptop doesn't have the proper hardware to run it? Well, look no further. The Dell G15 is here. It has a large amount of space for games and comes with a powerful AMD 6-core Ryzen 5 5600H processor and an even more powerful graphics card, which is the GeForce RTX 3054GB. Moreover, the Dell G15 also gives you the option to choose your own keyboard and mouse, giving you full control over what hardware is in it. On the other hand, the Dell G15 Ryzen Edition is a budget gaming laptop with a battery lasting only up to 3 hours. So make sure you charge it fully before playing games, or else you'll get angry when your laptop dies on you in the middle of a boss battle. In conclusion, the Dell G15 Ryzen Edition is a great laptop for gamers who want to switch from console or PC. However, you'll have to be prepared to spend around $1,000 on the gaming laptop and additional money on a mouse and keyboard. All in all, if you're willing to spend that much money on a gaming laptop, then go ahead and buy the Dell G15 Ryzen Edition. It'll definitely be worth your money. Finally, the number 10 position is dominated by Acer Nitro 5 gaming laptop. If you're in the market for a new budget gaming laptop, Acer's new Nitro 5 might be one to consider. Outfitted with a 9th gen Intel Core i5 9750H, 16GB of DDR4 RAM, an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 2060 graphics card. It has some decent specs. It also comes with Windows 10 Home installed, a full keyboard with a number pad, and a Thunderbolt 3 port. Speaking of storage, the notebook comes with a regular 256GB SSD. It might not be a 1TB HDD, but that's what you get in the best budget gaming laptops, and yes, it does fulfill your budget requirements. What's notable about this laptop is its form factor. The Nitro 5 has a 15-inch FHD IPS display, so it's somewhat larger than the company's older Nitro 5 Spin, which was outfitted with a 14-inch screen. It also comes in a black and red color scheme, which Acer calls Midnight Black, though you could also describe it as orange. The cooling system is optimized to operate silently, Acer says, and you don't hear it when the laptop idles, but if you put some load on it, the fan will kick in. It's not too loud but still noticeable under heavy load. That's all for today. We upload computer and accessories product review videos every single day, so don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon for the upcoming video notification.